What is up, Star Wars fans? This is Darth Watts, and in this video we are going to be talking about The Mandalorian and Grogu coming out next year and how it will make franchise history according to Screen Rant. So I was just reading an article about how The Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be setting up for franchise history, which will come out next year, and I think that it is a smart move for Lucasfilm and Disney to be focused on the Mandoverse or Star Wars films that surround the Mandoverse. Some people say it's the Sean Levy Star Wars movie that should have came out first, but I would say The Mandalorian and Grogu is the best option. Even though season 3 didn't do as well as the first two seasons, The Mandalorian was the most successful series on Disney Plus since Disney acquired Lucasfilm, and it's in 2012. So since Disney acquired Lucasfilm in 2012, the Mandalorian series is the most successful series on Disney Plus. It's the most successful show that Lucasfilm has ever done under Disney, alongside Rebels and alongside all of the other Mandoverse shows. The Mandalorian is the most successful, and it's definitely a better option than the Charmin Obey Rey New Jedi Order Star Wars movie, which not a lot of Star Wars fans are too thrilled about. And I think right now we gotta wait until folks' attitudes change, because people hated the prequels, like back when the prequels came out, but then Star Wars fans kind of got over they Star Wars fans hated the prequels, the ones that grew up with the original trilogy, and then folks' attitudes changed, and then everyone was excited for The Force Awakens, and after the sequel trilogy came out, then the sequel trilogy got a lot of backlash. So I think right now we should hold off on any sequel era Star Wars films, especially the ones that has to deal with sequel trilogy characters, as of right now, until all of this dies down, all of the hate on the sequel trilogy dies down, because right now the hate on the sequel trilogy has not died down yet, and a lot of people are not too thrilled. A lot of Star Wars fans are not too thrilled with Disney Star Wars when it comes to the sequel trilogy and sequel era Star Wars films that have been announced. So I think The Mandalorian and Grogu is the best option. The second best would be the Sean Levy Star Wars movie, but it does take place during that time of the sequel trilogy film, but it's not a sequel era film, and it's totally different from the sequel trilogy, but it does take place 5 years after the events of the sequel trilogy. So that's the second best to be coming out. But as far as The Mandalorian and Grogu, I think it's set up to be real successful next year when it comes out in theaters. We'll see our first we'll see the first of the man of Din Djarin and Grogu on the big screen, ev- ev- ever since seeing the series of Din Djarin and Grogu in The Mandalorian. And The Mandalorian is the most successful series on Disney Plus. Despite season 3, it's still the most successful, and it's the best option for Disney and Lucasfilm as of right now. But anyways, before I wanted to get off, I also wanted to tell you guys that there's also an announcement for The Mandalorian and Grogu, that we're gonna get some more details coming August 30th. Disney is getting ready to make quite a bit of announcements, and The Mandalorian is one of them. So we could see our first teaser trailer coming soon. We'll have to wait and see, but there's a possibility that we're going to get our first teaser trailer of The Mandalorian and Grogu right around the corner, and it's a little less than a year away for The Mandalorian and Grogu film to come out. But when The Force Awakens first came out, when The Force Awakens a year and a half, but a little over a year before The Force Awakens came out, there was a teaser trailer of The Force Awakens, first look of The Force Awakens. But uh, so for The Mandalorian and Grogu, since we haven't had a Star Wars film since 2019's The Rise of Skywalker. I think that we're in for a teaser trailer right around the corner sometime soon. But anyways, that's all I have to say for this video. Do make sure to smash the like, subscribe, comment, and I will catch you all later in another video.